Hi, this is Jayshree Ulal, CEO of Arista Networks, and today it's my pleasure to introduce Gary Donahue. Gary is the CEO of GAD Technologies, and he is the network design architect and has been doing so for the last 3 decades, bringing the value of network design to many of his customers. In his free time, not only does he design networks, but he also writes about them. One of Gary's first books was The Network Warrior that has become a huge success. Gary, it's a pleasure to have you. Welcome to Arista today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Tell us some more about Network Warrior, your first book, and it sounds like it's quite a success in the marketplace.
Yeah, Network Warrior is one of the top 50 selling books from O'Reilly, which I've been very proud of. I originally wrote it in 2007, and it's now in its second edition, which was published in 2011, and is also doing very well.
Well, it's nice to have networking come mainstream. You know, usually that isn't the first thing you associate with being a bestseller.
Yeah.
But personally, I think nonfiction is a lot more fun. But that is your first book. I'm really excited about your second book. I understand Arista inspired you to write a book on Arista Warrior, and of course that gives me a great deal of pride. But really, you're starting a whole new industry here of Arista well-wishers and fans. Would love to hear more about that, including myself.
Oh, well, thank you. Yes, and I had a client, and we did a technology bake-off, and we came out here to Arista, to the corporate headquarters, met with yourself and some of the other great people here. And I walked out of here saying, wow, and I don't say wow often. So that prompted me to say, hey, you know, O'Reilly, I think we could write a book about Arista, because according to my research, there were no books about Arista yet. So I've written the first, and here we are.
Well, Arista EOS, our extensible OS, not a lot of books have been written, but plenty of code's been written, and I know you had a chance to interface with a lot of our engineers and system experts on it. Can you give us some of the highlights of EOS and what some of your experiences were as you dealt with that team?
Highlights of EOS, oh wow. The fact that it's written on Linux just blows me away. I mean, I give the example that it's kind of like OS X on the Mac, where you've got this beautiful exterior running on top with this hardcore server engine running underneath. I mean, it's Linux. Who doesn't know what Linux is and the power of Linux these days? So when I started to dig into it and discovered some of the amazing, powerful things that were possible, I was floored. I'd never seen anything like it.
Yeah, these days there's a lot of buzz about software-defined networking and programmability and open APIs. Were you able to see some of that in Arista EOS as you looked into the
A little bit.
cover?
A lot of what I needed to do, since I was writing a book, is to write a logical progression of features. It's not a manual. It's more like a senior engineer describing features to a junior engineer. So to that end, I had to go down, you know, things like LANs and S-Flow and all the things that make Arista switches great, and describe them in detail with a little bit of flair to make it interesting for the reader.
And so what were some of the highlights, or what were some of the experiences you'd like to share with the readers on why they would not just read chapter 1, but go all the way to the end of the book?
Well, certainly there's some Arista features in there that no other vendor has. So if you're at all interested in Arista, first thing you're probably going to do is go to the Arista website and you're going to read the Arista documentation. And that's great, but it's documentation. So you want to read a book. And if you've read Network Warrior, then you know I fill it with stories about how I make mistakes and how I've seen mistakes in the field get made. And I add a little bit of humorous twist to that. So that's one of the things that I think really keeps the readers engaged. And that's kind of the way I like to do it, by telling stories.
So you talk about VM Tracer and LANs and advanced event monitoring, but you make it fun to read, which is certainly easier than our tech manuals for the eyes. Well, you know, like anything else, this is a preview of the book, and the book is coming soon to a bookstore near you, or
yeah.
You can get an e-copy. Tell us a little bit more about how I can get one.
Well, certainly you can get it from O'Reilly. O'Reilly, I think it's ORA.com. You can get it from Amazon. You can get it from any of the large booksellers. It'll be in bookstores. And I believe you can also get it through Arista.
Thank you for listening. And Gary, we're very proud of our very first book on Arista.
Thank you
and
so
we look
much.
forward to more editions.
Thank you.